Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel Knowledge Universe. Today I continue my new series of videos about big data, especially not only SQL. In this part number 3, I continue the key value database, and I try today to explain how you can manage REDIS database. So welcome to my channel, and I start now this important NoSQL tutorial. So after installing Q or REDIS Q value databases, any given REDIS instance includes a number of databases, each of which can hold many different cases of a variety of data types. So REDIS instance supports 16 logical databases, and these databases are numbered from 0 to 15. So by default you connect to database number 0, and you can after select any other 16 of any other database of these 16 logical databases. So now let's edit this file redisconf, and to say this 16 databases. Let's now edit this file. So here, this is my folder of REDIS databases, and now I try to edit this configuration file redis.conf. So when I edit this file, I can here see the number of databases. So here the number is 16. The DB ID or the number of each database is between 0 and 15. So here this is the number of database. So the 16 databases are effectively siloed from one another. And when you run a command in one database, for example, database number 1 or 2 or 3, it doesn't affect any of the data stored in the other databases in your REDIS instance. So let's now select databases. For example, here in this example, I select the database number 1. So now, as you can see here, the selected database is 1. When now I can, for example, select another select 2. So the selected database now is 2. So if you want to select a database, you just type the command select and the ID of databases. So here, for example, we have the 16 databases, or the 16 REDIS databases. For example, if you want to swap all the data held in one database with the data held in another, you can use the command swap db. The command swap db. For example, here the following command swap db 06 held in the data, or swap the data held in the database number 0 with that the database number 6. And any clients connected to either databases will be able to see changes immediately. So let's start by testing some important command usually used in REDIS databases, or usually used to manage REDIS databases. So let's start by selecting the database, for example, number 2. So by using the command select 2. So here, for example, if I want to store or to add the many information or many data, for example, for a student, I use namespace. For example, I want to add the name for student, the first name, last name, the age. So I use the namespace, for example, set a student column number 1, and here, for example, here or his first name Ali. And if I want to add now the last name for the same student, I use set student. So here I use the namespace by using colon. So the same student is so here student 1, and for example, if I want to add the other student, student 2 is Peter, and student number 3 set student colon 3. So here I use namespace by using a colon and a number. For example, the child student is Leila. Or another example, for the same student, I can use the number 1 to add many information. So for example, the name or name 1 or age 1 for the first student is for example 16. So here age 1 and the k value is 16. The age for the second student, set age colon 2 17, for example, and the age for the student number 3, set age colon 3. So here I use namespace to add the same or the information for each student. So here is 18. For example, if I want to add also the email for the student 1 and the student 2 and student 3, I use also this namespace by using a colon. So set email for the first student, email for the first student colon 1, for example here Ali gmail.com. Gmail or other or just email 1. You can choose any other mail. So this is the email for the first student, and if I want to add the email for the second student, I put here the column number 2. So here I put email 2. And if I want to add the email for the student number 3, I use email colon 3, and I use, for example, the email 3 as a value. So by using this namespace, we can add the same or add the data for each student. So for retrieving all existing keys in this database number 2, I use, for example, the command k star. So here I print case star. So when I use case star, I can print or show all the used case in this database number 2. So the case here are student number 1, student number 2, email 1, student 3. So all the used or all the existing key I can see here by using the command case star. Now, for example, if I want to see all or to print all the case that contain, for example, the name or the text student or other text, I use the command case between two stars, and I type the text student. So now REDIS can print all the case that contain the text student. So here I have two case with the text student. Another example, if I want to print all the case that contain the text age, I use case and I put the text age between two stars. So here age between two stars. Now REDIS print all the case that contain the name or the text age. So here I have, for example, 3 case with the text age. Other example, if I want to print case that contain the text email, so I type the text email between two stars. So I have here 3 cases with the text email. Now, if you want to add the expire time to your case, you can use the command expire. For example, here I can add it as expire time for the key email 2. For example, here the name of my key is email colon 2, and I added as expire time 16. So here 16 seconds is an expire time for the key email 2. So after 16 seconds I can't now find this key. So to see how I type the command case star. So here excuse me, case. So here I can't find the key email 2 because I set the expire time 16. So after 16 seconds I can't find this key. So here there is I haven't the key email 2. Another example, if I want to add the 18 as 18 seconds as expire time for the key age 3, I use for example expire age 3 or age 2, for example age 3 in this case, and expire time is 18. So when I type this command, after 18 seconds I can't find this key. So to check the list of keys, I type the command case star. So here I have also the case age 3. I try now. So here I don't have the case age 3. So by using the command expire key and time in second, we can give expire time or to any case or to any key in the database. So now we can, for example, check in how long until a key expires. For example, when you set a key to expire, you can, for example, check the time remaining until expire. For example, now I try to print all the keys. For example, here. And I set up the key time or the key expire time for age 1. So for example expire age 1 and I give as expire for example 18. Now I can now check the remaining time by using the command ttl age dot 1 and here the expire time is 10. Now when I check is 4 seconds. Now when I check is 2 seconds. Now the k is the time expire is finished, so I can't now find this k. So when I print the list of k's, I can't find the k age 1. So here I don't have the k's the k or the k age 1. So by using detail k we can check how long until a k expires. Now in this selected database, now we have just 4 k's. For example, if I want to select randomly a k, I use the command random key. So reads print randomly a k. For example, the k here is email 1. When I type this command, now the random key is student 3. Now also we can use the command del to delete a k. For example, here I can delete the k email 3. So I use the command del and the k email colon 3. Now this k is deleted. So when I print or I list all the k's, I can't find this k. So by I type the command k's star. So here I can't find the k email 3. Other command, if you want to print the type of any k, you can use the command type and the value of the k. For example, the k. When I type type and for example student 1, student colon 1, the type here is a noun because I don't define in the first the type. For example, when I type also the k email 1, also here the k is string because here I don't have this k, because here this k is not a student but is student. So because here I have the result now. Now is the type for email is string. Other k, for example, when I try to see other k here. For example, the type of student 3, if I want to see the type of student 3, I type the command type student 3. The type here is string. So you can use the command random k to print or to say randomly any k in the selected database. You can use the command del to delete a k, and you can use also the command type to print the type of any k in the selected database. Now, if you want, for example, to rename a k, you can use the command rename. Rename, for example, here I have here a mistake. Here I change this k by student 1. Here I don't have student, I have student. So I rename student this k. Student colon 1 by student 1. So this is now I rename this key to check this new list of keys. I type the command keys star. So now I have here student 1. Now I finish this important tutorial about how you can manage REDIS databases and keys by explain how you can move a case to another database. So for example, here I am in the I use the database, or I selected the database number 2. I have here 2 keys, and I want, for example, to move the key email 1 to the database number 1. So I use the command move, and I type the command move, and I type the key. The key is email colon 1, and I type the number of database. The number is 1. So by using this command, I move this key to the database number 1. So when I check now the current database keys, so here I don't find the key email 1. But when I change the database, for example, when I select database number 1, and I check the list of keys, I find the email 1 in this database. Thank you for watching this video. In next part number 4, I will explain how you can persist data with REDIS. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe, to share, and to like this video. Goodbye.